Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, y'all, the real MVP, you already know. You saw the title, my friends. You know why we're here. We got another deck review. So this one was gifted to me by Krista, and I am forever grateful for all of the things that Krista shares with me because Krista has a totally different taste in tarot decks than I do, and she gets decks that I just would never be drawn to. But the second she sends them to me, I'm like, holy cow, this is the best thing ever. So I really love it when Krista sends me tarot decks and she sits there and raves to me about why she loves this tarot deck. So then I go in with a really good impression on this tarot deck, and this is one that I am very surprised I never got before. This is one that I see very, very highly praised a lot, like a lot, and I was never really drawn to it. I kind of took a look through the pictures and I was like, okay, and I never thought twice about it. But this one gets a lot of praise. The book gets a lot of praise and the cards get a lot of praise, and you'll see why. I really wanted to do like a full walkthrough of this tarot deck, so I might do that in a separate video if you guys are interested in seeing these cards up close. I really wanted to do it in this video with editing, but I have that stupid watermark stamp and I don't want to ruin the video with that watermark. So I am probably going to do a separate video doing a walkthrough of that deck at some point. I don't guarantee that it's going to be like today, but I do intend on it because this deck is stunning and I really want you guys to see it up close if I can't get it real good on camera right now, okay? So you guys saw what we're working with here. This is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you saw that I got this quite a few days ago, right after my wisdom tooth surgery, probably like the day after my wisdom tooth surgery or something. So I've already gone through it. I've already messed with it. Like, it's no longer in here. So I did put a little unboxing clip on my Instagram for you guys to see what it looked like when I opened the box. It was the deck split in half, and then it was the book on top of this. As you guys see, this is a super big box for a tarot deck, and I'm not usually used to these. On the picture, it's like this. So it looks like it might be like a flip top or something, and it's actually not. It's like a shipping box, which is really interesting. I've never ever seen that in a box, but you know, the box goes on the shelf. It is what it is. So this is a real big box. I was so stunned because I got such a big package and I was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, that's a big old box for that deck. But the reason why this box is so big is because of this book. So here's the book you got in here. If you guys didn't know, Rachel True, she was a cast member in The Craft. Okay, I've only seen The Craft a handful of times. It's a real cute movie, but I don't like know the actors inside and out, right? It's not one of those ones where I'm super obsessed with it like Labyrinth. I know everything there is to know about Labyrinth, but I don't know everything there is to know about The Craft. So in reading through this, I feel so dumb because even on the back, it literally says, Rachel True is beloved for her role in the cult classic movie The Craft. I didn't even read that. And it was in reading like the introduction of the book, she talks about working on The Craft and how people say she was only into tarot because she was in The Craft movie. I was like, girl, you were in The Craft? How cool is that? And I felt so dumb reading that later. I was like, oh God, it's literally right there. But as you guys can see, I'm a hefty 30 pages into this. I've pretty much just sat there reading it last night. That was my mommy alone time, was reading this book because I spent way too much time glued to Pokemon during my recovery. So I kind of wanted to spend some good quality time away from my phone, and having a real good book to do so was nice because you guys know I have a lot of books and it gets kind of overwhelming when I want to read a book. I just don't know which one to go with. And Krista has very, very highly recommended this book. She said she loves the way that Rachel talks about the cards. So I was like, all right, let me see what the hubbub is here. So in reading through this, this girl has a real captivating voice. And I don't usually read through much of the beginning of the guidebooks in these things. I'll kind of skim them, and usually it's a very dry, generic voice. This is what tarot is. This is how you do a spread. This is how you connect with your things like that. They're always very dry. But this girl has a real captivating voice, and she got me to read the whole beginning part of this guidebook, which was I mean, things that I already know. This is why I usually don't read through stuff like this, because I'm like, I'm not the person that needs the help, but that's nice for beginners. But the first part is the introduction, getting started, digging into your deck, tarot spreads, stuff like that. She talks about how to get in touch with your intuition. She talks about how to cleanse your deck. She talks about how to bond with your deck, how to read reversals or low vibes, and she talks about why she created this deck the way that she did. And then, of course, you know, there's tarot spreads as always, special tarot spread as always, lots of special tarot spreads. So I haven't gotten that far in it, and I did want to just keep reading it because look, she's got a whole lot to say, and honestly, I really appreciate the deep respect that she has for tarot. She said that she was a student of Mary Greer, and you guys know Mary Greer is a very big name in tarot, and she has a very big respect for a lot of people who did a lot for tarot. She talks about that as well, and it's just nice to see. It's very refreshing. You don't see that in a tarot guidebook. You definitely don't see a lot of that unless you like follow the author explicitly all over socials and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at kind of what the cards look like, at least. So what she calls upright and reversed is high vibe and low vibe. I love that. I love that so much because that's kind of how I read the cards. I don't read the reversed as opposite. Oftentimes it's just kind of blocked energy or a little off its game, stuff like that. So you have a whole lot of reading. So you have all of this and all of this for the upright, and then you have all of this for the reversed, which she says pulled into low vibe, which is so cute. I love that. She talks about it, high vibe and low vibe. So there's tons of reading for each of these cards, and I really can't wait to see what she thinks about each of these cards. I don't want to put this book down. I just want to see what she has to say about all of this. The way that her voice comes across in this book is as if she's talking to me, as if she's in the same room, just kind of having a nice chat about tarot. And you guys know me, that's all I want to do is just talk about tarot all the time. So it's very much appreciated. I really love how Rachel speaks so beautifully and eloquently and respectfully about tarot. I really highly recommend it just for the book so far, but if you guys haven't ever seen the images on this deck, it's pretty nuts. The only thing that I wish about this deck was that the cardstock was a little bit better, and I feel like things like cutting on the cardstock is just to kind of help make the deck affordable. So I understand where we go on cardstock and things like that. I don't ever put very much on cardstock. I do just kind of say that for the sake of the review. If you guys really like the thick, glossy, Modern Witch and Cosmic Slumber type tarot decks, this is quite the opposite. It's one of those really thin, flimsy, cardboardy type feel ones, more like the Star Spinner, probably just a little bit thinner than the Star Spinner, and it's very matte, right? There's no shine to it. It's very matte. It's not like finished in any way. It's a little bit rougher on one side. Like, it's not the best of cardstock, and it really disappoints me a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, not too very much, but just a tiny bit, when these cards are so beautiful, so crazy beautiful on the imagery. I wish that they would do like a special release of these with a real high gloss cardstock, so that you can kind of use this deck forever, because as it stands, I feel like this will wear out pretty quickly if you use it a lot. But it's a real interesting size. It's square, if you guys can see that. It's pretty chonky. It's real interesting. I can't think of another tarot deck that has this type of size to the cards. They're very wide and stout, and like more like an oracle deck, but it's a tarot deck. So here's what your back looks like. Again, none of this bothers me with this deck because I'm so in love with this deck. You could put this on sticky notes and I'd buy it. Like, this is beautiful, and of course leave it to Krista to open my eyes to one of the best tarot decks I've ever seen. So let's go ahead and get a quick flip through here. I really hope you guys can see these. Feel free to pause on any of these pictures you would like, because I'm gonna try to just kind of go through it really fast for the sake of the video. but you can feel free to stop on any of them. And while I was bonding with this deck, I did get intuitive hits like crazy off of this. It was really hard for me not to shuffle through it, and that's because I want to take good time bonding with each of these cards because they are so beautiful. I really want to keep just looking at them, each card. I really want to bond with each card. I really want to take the time to really give this deck a lot of respect because I feel like it really deserves it for all of this beautiful imagery and the way that Rachel talks about tarot. I feel like this deck deserves a special amount of attention, and I give my decks a lot of attention, but this one, it feels like this one just really needs some special bonding time. Just some really good conversing, like really sitting with it. I really love the way that Rachel talks about tarot. And like, this is one of the coolest sun cards I've ever seen. These cards are just insane. If you've never seen this deck, I'm glad that I am the person to show it to you, and I am glad that Krista was the person to show it to me. If you are the type of person that is bothered by the princess cards, this is one of those decks with the princess cards, as well as it says discs instead of pentacles. The reason that she said she did that with the princess is to balance the energies, because usually, you know, it's page, knight, queen, king. There's only one female in that hierarchy. She wanted to balance that with the princess, knight, or the princess, the prince, the queen, and the king, like a real hierarchy. I'm not sure if you guys can see this little buggy that's flying around here. It really likes my filming light. I've noticed it only comes out when I'm filming. But like, these are crazy. These are crazy beautiful, crazy amazing. One of my favorite decks by far. I'd say definitely top 5. This deck and the Star Spinner Tarot, I just wish they had a better, glossier, hardier cardstock so that it could last a little bit longer, because this would be the perfect deck, to be completely honest. This is a really highly intuitive deck. This is a really just amazing deck. Like, really? Can you guys see all of the... That's why I said I wish I could do a full walkthrough on this one, because it really deserves it for you to see these really close up, really take some time with them. But I mean, you can pause it if you really want to take a look at these cards. It's just hard for me to hold them up like that for very long. All right, let me get all up in your grill real quick. It might be easier. But I'm very impressed. I haven't been this impressed with a tarot deck since I opened the Modern Witch tarot deck. There are lots of beautiful tarot decks that I have. There are lots of very good tarot decks. There are lots of really stunning tarot decks, but none of them impress me quite as much as this one did. I'm still blown away by it, and I'm blown away by it every time I look at it. I'm a little intimidated by it, to be completely honest, because I feel like I need to step up my game as a reader to fully give this deck the proper reading energy that it deserves. Like, this is amazing. I really hope that some of you guys have never seen this tarot deck and this is the first time you're looking at it, because that'd be real cool if you saw this deck for the first time today. There we go. Whew, that's hard on my arms. So that's what I've got to say about this deck. As you guys have seen on my Instagram, I am just spending lots of time with this book as well right now, and I don't want to shuffle through this deck yet. I really want to just keep flipping through it. I really want to spend some real good quality time with it. And I am so very grateful to Krista for having gifted this to me. Again, I would have never ever taken a second look at this deck if it wasn't for Krista. So she is constantly doing that to me, where decks that I would never be drawn to, she's like, here, this is the best thing ever. You need this, and you need to look at it real good, and you need to review it. So you guys already know. If you would ever like to send me a tarot or oracle deck to review, you can feel free to do so. The link is always in the description box for that wish list. I'm constantly adding to it whenever I see a deck that I like. I do like to spend a lot of time just looking through tarot decks on Amazon to see what's new. There's a lot of really awesome pre-ordered decks coming out this year as well, so I'm stoked on a lot of those. I'm kind of tired of seeing the same things being regurgitated through Amazon, but there's finally some new stuff coming out in the world of tarot on Amazon. And yeah, if you guys are not already following me on Facebook and Instagram, definitely do that at Star Sparrow Tarot across all socials. I am doing giveaways now with free mini readings and a tarot deck giveaway and all kinds of stuff. So I really want you guys to go over there and follow me on socials. That's the only place you're going to be able to interact with those types of posts. And the last time I did try to give free mini readings, I offered 5 free mini readings and only 2 of them were claimed. So I'm okay if that's the way that goes. That's less readings for me to do and, you know, more time for me to spend doing whatever it is I spend doing. But, you know, I'm offering 5 free mini readings because that's what I want to give to you guys. I really love doing free mini readings. I do it often in the multiple Facebook tarot groups that I'm in, not only because it's kind of, you know, it's a nice bonding experience with your deck. It's also nice to get out of there. Get out of there. It's really nice to get out there and get my name out there, get some new people getting readings, you know, and just, it's nice to get free readings sometimes. I know a lot of paid tarot readers don't like giving free readings, but, you know, sometimes free readings will lead to paid readings too, so don't ever knock it. The way I kind of see it, it's just like, it's a little in the giving spirit sometimes. If you're ever in the giving spirit and you want to give people readings and you don't have friends lined up for it or whatever, that's always a good way to go, is just jump into Facebook tarot groups and get approved as a reader and give some readings. It's always a fun time. So especially if you got some time to kill and you want to just give some free readings, that's a good way to kill an entire afternoon. You know, 50 people will jump into that real fast and you get a whole lot of reading exercise. It's nice. It's kind of like taking a jog, but with your tarot deck. So that's what I got for you, my friends. I will put where you can find this deck in the description box if you are interested in it. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, please give me a big old thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, that's cool. Thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. Say whatever you want in the comments because y'all do anyway. But I really hope you tell me how awesome you think this deck is and how awesome you think Rachel True is for this amazingly impressive deck and an amazingly impressive book. And I really hope some of you guys didn't know anything about this deck until you came here today. That'd be really cool to get some of you guys open to this deck. I love it. I love it so much, and it's definitely going up in my recommendations with the Modern Witch for sure. So definitely check out my links in the description box. You guys, you know, there's tons of them. If you would like to buy some candles from 3E Candle Co., you know I'm an affiliate. Please use my link and get yourself a cheeky little discount. And you know, go follow me on socials. Have a fun time over there. Go follow my tarot community on Facebook if you would like to join in there. Help me get it a little bit more lively in there. And that's all I got for you guys. I really hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful day, and, you know, can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.